Hello video viewers. At this meeting I would like to invite all of you to be successful and be able to make other people successful. The topic of my discussion this time is good, social and profitable conditions in the current era. The economy is experiencing a slump. Surprisingly, a complaint was also expressed by people who were in the upper middle position. Not because they find it difficult to make ends meet, but due to a decrease in income. This is one of the oddities in human life in the world. The needs of life are met, but still have complaints. While the people at the lower level, most severely affected, not because of a lack of income, but the difficulty of obtaining income for their daily needs. If there is a job, their income cannot meet their daily needs. The current situation, because of the conditions as I mentioned earlier, things happen either intentionally or unintentionally, each person being selfish, consciously or not. It is true that there are people who run social activities to help others, but it happens like a seasonal event. At certain times or certain events, then social movements appear, but they are all limited and do not produce permanent welfare. The number of capable people who are at the upper middle level is far less than the number of those who are at the lower level position. The selfishness that I mentioned above is that they, the middle class and above, have an income for themselves without having a social spirit to share their welfare with those who do not have a steady income. That's right, they are not stingy to share some of their wealth with the poor. Yes, they give jobs to those who need work. But that's all. Not pave the way to be successful and increase the number of capable people so that they become middle and upper class. Let's be logical. If in one area there are middle and upper class people or 25 people who can afford it, and the rest are a few hundred people who live at the lower level, and those people who can afford it are not stingy and social, let's say they give each month a helping hand for the needs of their lives, unable, then it will happen like that continuously without any changes, while the name of human life will always increase in number over time, and the conditions of each can change. It will add to the burden of the middle and above where the value that must be distributed becomes greater. But if there is a system on how to increase the number of people who can afford it in that area, and it succeeds that every year there are more people who can become middle and upper class, say from 25 people to 30 people, and every year it increases by 5 or 10 people, then the burden of those who socializing becomes lighter, because there are fewer people who need to be helped, and there are more people who help. In my opinion, don't increase the number of debt openings, especially those with interest. If necessary, minimize the number of debt openings. If necessary, don't get into debt, especially for capital, because debt will ensnare your life if you can't pay, and the effect is very negative. But change the helping hand into capital value for those who have job skills, or for those who can be directed to be successful. If necessary, open job skills lessons. After having good talent, provide capital so that with that capital they can start a business and become successful. Oh viewers, do you know what is the cause of the emergence of criminals that are troubling the community? And how to eliminate the criminal? Pay attention to my explanation below. Human life in the world will be comfortable if 5 things are fulfilled and have no shortcomings. 1. Clothing. 2. Food. 3. Board. 4. Health. 5. Education. With the fulfillment of these 5 things, there is no shortage. If all humans are not lacking in those 5 things, everything related to crime will be eroded due to a lack of stability in life. If less than 5 things are fulfilled, let alone not at all, then it is not impossible the emergence of many criminals which were originally caused by a lack of stability in life, or in other terms because of social jealousy. It is currently difficult to change all human beings into what we hope for regarding the stability of life and the loss of selfishness and stinginess. From that, I tell you, there is a system. One can get capital even though it is not much. By supporting each other, it can produce results and be profitable. Learn first a system, and invite many friends and relatives to support this system. https://donate.solusi.social. Solutions pave the way for those of you who want to get income for business capital, so that in the future you can have a business, although not big, but profitable. But first, let me explain. In today's society, there are people who buy a product, not because they need the product, but because it helps the seller of that product to earn an income. There are others who only buy the products they need. The first person who has a social spirit, who gives way to other people to be successful in the effort to establish life. The system I'm referring to requires people first. Indeed, in selling, the seller must understand the needs of many people, and in selling the sellers are always directed to that direction. But why is there no direction for the buyer? How can the sellers succeed in making their living? Sometimes the sellers don't know what consumers need, but because of a limitation that makes them unable to deliver the products that many people need. Be social for the sake of helping others.